Kind of interesting. As far as like how I think about numbers and things like that. So any transaction that I ever make, I just assume 50% goes back to reinvesting, taxes, etc.
Yeah.
And 50%. And so I've never ran into tax issues this way. So like, I'd be curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. What are some standard like buckets you guys are done? You know, like.
I never heard of that, but I like it. So
Yeah,
you're saying you keep 50% of the profit and you.
Yeah. So I take 50% and I say, okay, this, and then it trickles into my family, like month by month.
Yeah.
So we're never tight. And then the other 50% goes to taxes, reinvesting, advertising, marketing.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Yeah, smart.
My rehab cost is always triple the amount that I put in, or Ronnie puts in. So I never know.
Yeah, we definitely have taken the rehab cost and doubled everything right now. So,
It doubled for you?
well, it has, but it's also adding more padding in. So
Sure.
we do the contingency, so we have them put aside 10% contingency, and then depending on what they need to do. So like the one we're at right now, it's full plumbing gut, full electrical gut. And so that one after that was, they're running it at like 50.
Yeah.
Like right now for both of those, 1963 house. So we kind of walked them through before they ever bought the property. And before they bought it, they had them redo the entire roof and they leveled the foundation. And so that was kind of like their split between, the house now.
Has anyone ever had a project cost come in under what they were given as the bid? Right.
In 3 months, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Alex, 3 months.
What do you?
No, like exactly what she was saying. It's like some general buckets would be interesting to know. Like, okay, like I've done all my kitchens, I've done all this stuff. Like I do all the work myself, but I don't know what it costs to have somebody else do it. But what are some like general categories of like how should you be thinking about these numbers? The kitchen typically, how much it is?
Sure.
20,000. Is electrical.
Honestly, do you have any?
Yeah.
You might be better at that.
Yeah, like right now, like whenever we're quoting out, so we're talking about just a resurface, so like a lipstick, like makeover kitchens right now are running anywhere between 40 and 60,000. If they're like new cabinetry,
And you're the GC on that?
we are at the GCs, yeah. And then we do bathrooms. If it's like a master bathroom, it can run anywhere between 10 and 15,000. And then, and this is 10 and 15 without the GC cost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is just like labor material.
I'm gonna be a GC.
And then, well, we don't make we make money, but it's not as much as you would imagine.
I'm just saying that, like, when you go work for the dummies, they're just like, I can't believe how much money they pay.
And then whenever you're doing like small restrooms, we can usually get those between 10 and 12. And that, again, it's like, we start off with, if they're doing tile samples, we're giving them, or if you're doing it, it's like a tile range of like $7 a square foot. If it's any more than that, they pay the extra on material.
I'll tell you one thing I've done. Y'all tell me your opinion. We just come up with our own rules, right? But I would, if I walk in and it needs everything, I'm like, all right, we're looking 150, right? If it looks like it's basic cleanup, I'm thinking 30. I mean, I just use those. Yes, I'm just like, yes. Even if you walked in, unless it's brand new, if you walk in like even to this place, I'd be like 50K, because it just adds up. So I'm like, just carpet, paint, all this stuff. Think 20, 30. But give yourself that cushion always.
And like what we saw, like so foundation leveling from last January to this January doubled. So everyone that was charging before like $11,000 is coming back with $18,000 to do the same piers, the same amount of piers. So that's why I was like, for us, we've kind of just doubled our prices at this point because everything's scaled. And so the big companies that we have to pull permit on are not coming.
So costs have doubled and the price of houses have gone down 20%.
Yeah.
What I heard you say earlier, which was I think is good for a beginner, is like you factor in that miscellaneous. So like whatever their budget, if they have 100,000 extra, then maybe they were like, okay, we're budgeting 80 to do this thing, so we're leaving a reserve of 20. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Or we tell them, the reserve is 100. If we know that it's going to be 100 because we've got to pad it just to make sure we're okay, then we'll tell them they need to have 110, 120. And so that way that $20,000 there. Yeah. And so even on this one, we thought we hit every single thing that we could, like right. And then the electricity bids that they started getting back. One electricity company wanted to charge them $50,000 to rewire the house. And I looked at them and I was like, I wanted to call them back, but I didn't want to be rude about it. But I'm like, how did you say that with a straight face, like to these homeowners? homeowners to pull wire. Because I know what it's gonna take. It's gonna take 3 days to do this, 50 grand, and that was from Salt Electricity.
Pays for their billboards.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, so then, yeah, so I talked to the homeowners and I said, look, you're going with companies, these are the types of bids you're gonna get. I would recommend you calling, and I gave them 3 different people to call that were solo, electricians.
Yeah, and I got an amazing one too.
Exactly, yeah, and we got ours down, so they're gonna do the same exact work for 20 grand.
Wow.
And that's rewiring an entire 1960 bring it to
That's the value of the team, right? That's 30,000. If your profit's 60,000, that's half of it right there.
I mean, some people like the name brand, but it's great to have both, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's another thing is, dude, all these contractors that Alex is saying, we have all different ones for all different types. And we got ones that are really cheap. They don't do a great job, but for the right type of property, we'll do it.
And I was talking to a client the other day that I was like, oh, I have 3 options. Like, what are the 3? I'm like, do you want the cheapest?
Yeah.
What I recommend, or the best? It's like, that's a very wide range. It's like exactly.
Yeah.
They fall everywhere on that.
And
line.
it's hard. I mean, you have to be very careful. I mean, we've recommended contractors that we liked, and it came back to bite us. So you really, in my opinion, unless it's like someone you trust to the grave, you don't really want to recommend them too highly. It's like, these are who I've used. It's just the wording. Like, this is who I've used. This is my experience. We've referred people, and people come back and get mad at us and say we owe them money, and you just can't take that responsibility on.
All right, purchase price $260, ARV $400, needs $65,000 worth of work, including a 2% buffer in that number. You assume that you'll be able to buy it, get the work done, and get it sold in 3 months at $400. Do you take it or no? No?
Hold on. Okay, so let's think out loud. So aftermarket value is gonna be 400,000. Do you think you can try to sell it for that?
Yeah, in 3 months you think you could sell it for 4.
Okay, and we already factored in realtor's costs, so 3, 6, 9, 12,
So-
24,000 to get it sold.
So here's all the costs that I got up here. So we got purchase price of $260. We got rehab of $65. That includes a 2% buffer for things that you're not planning for. You've got closing costs on the buy side. You got insurance costs. You got your mortgage costs for the 3 months. You got taxes, property taxes, and utilities for the 3 months. And then you got closing costs on the sell side.
Do you do the deal? Yes or no?
So what's that? Let's run the 300. Is that what that is?
Say it again.
What is that? That's 350.
81% after rehab cost
You say no?
before all the other.
What's this? Did anyone add these up?
I'm working on it.
I just added the rehab to the purchase price.
But so yeah, that already breaks to
Already
70%.
How much of your money is here?
So let's assume that the lender will lend 100% of the rehab. They'll lend you a 90% LTC at 11% interest. That's where this mortgage payment comes
It's
up.
106, 172 total.
Huh?
106, 172.
Total rehab's 106.
Why?
Or not total rehab.
cost
Total.
to get in is 364.
All these costs add up to 106.
Gotcha.
So total cost in is 364,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
366.
I guess. I don't know if that's what it adds up to.
Yeah.
Close.
Minus 400. That's not very much.
Do you do the deal?
40.
You,
Not very.
based on these numbers, you profit like 33,000.
Yeah.
If you want to make that money.
If everything goes right.
If everything goes
Is that
right.
worth?
So you don't take it?
Like, I mean, I'm interested in that. Like, I don't, honestly, like, my gut reaction is I'm interested in knowing more. Like, I wouldn't immediately say no to that, but I'd be curious to know why. What would be the things that you'd say?
So right now, based on these numbers, you're making 33,000, give or take, right?
Yeah.
Is everybody selling their houses at 400? At list price right now?
No.
All right. So now, so it sits on the market for longer than expected. So now your holding costs are going up because you're having to hold on to it for longer. And let's say you have to decrease the price to 375.
It's hard right now to turn in 4 months.
In terms of why you say that?
Like properties just sitting on.
Yeah, you're talking about selling.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, to like finish rehab and turn it in 3 months is, so I.
Well, and today's value isn't necessarily today's value.
Yeah.
Today's value is today's value.
It's not necessarily 3 months from now.
Yeah,
Could be
3 months from now, value may not be equal to today's value.
I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, that's cutting it kind of close, because even if you have to drop, because one little hiccup right there, that 25K, you just brought that around 10,000.
Yeah, so
10.
not only that, you had to decrease the sales price by 25 grand. But then also, you get an offer at 375, but they say we want 10K towards closing costs. Oh,
That's 65.
now you're maybe breaking even, but probably not because you had to hold on to it for a little bit longer. You had to pay more for property taxes and utilities. Let's say the buyer also comes and they say, your contractors messed this up. You know, we want you to replace this. We want you to fix this. We want this much taken off of this because you didn't do this.
So is this, or keep going.
So what price would you buy it at? If not 260, what price makes sense?
200.
Are we doing it at the,
Lower the better, of course, but like at what? Yeah, at what price does it finally get to a point where you say, yeah, I'll take it on?
70. 70K.
I guess.
No, I'm saying the number 70. My rule.
70%?
70,000 profit after all this.
I'm gonna go do a
Conservative, super conservative.
So you want to have a $70,000 buffer of profit.
I want to think like after everything I'm paying, including taxes, I'm making 70K at a minimum.
Okay.
I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about that. So what is that as like a percentage though? So like again, so let's just say let's say it's worth, or maybe we think on the open market we'll sell for 490. Let's just say
80K profit.
Then what would that be if he wants to walk over 70,000?
What's the percentage? 190 divided
What would
by?
that number have to be?
We would just decrease purchase price by 20. I mean by 40, because we were at $30,000 profit. So let's just decrease purchase price by another 40 and bring it down to 220.
Yeah.
Okay.
That puts this to 50% to me.
All right, let's look at this now. Let's